So first day we have just seen the what installation of Python software, and we have seen the installation of Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Okay. Now we are doing all our programming, everything in which platform? In the VS Code. Okay. So what is the first thing we'll be seeing is data types. Data types in Python. Okay. This is the first thing we're going to see. So we have data types like what? Int, then float, then string, then list, tuple, set, dictionary, next complex. Move this. Okay, this I have just mentioned about few database names: int, float, string, list, tuple, set, dictionary, and complex. Yeah, bool also. So we'll add bool over anywhere we can add. Okay, suppose that I add a bool over here. Okay, so now let us see what is the int, float, string there now. So we have a folder called as py4. Right click, show more options, open with the code. Okay, so first they just here done the what installation of Python software and so on. So today I'll make a second folder. So I have to make a folder. First one is for what? Creating a file. But now inside this py4 a folder, I want to create one more folder. So I'll click on the second option. Saying that what? Day 2. Inside day 2, I'll make some file. What is the file name? I'll make data types .py, because the file extension of Python is what? .py. Now, so create a variable a is equal to, you can create a variable or directly you can start with this one, print, then type. Type is what? A method a method being used to check what data type it is. Okay, so type of 0. Now what I wrote in the first line, how can I paste the same thing below? Shortcut key. In demo class, it discussed. Alt plus shift plus down. Yes, alt plus shift plus down arrow key. What is the shortcut for this one? What is the meaning of the shortcut? It will print the same. Why print to paste the same thing below? You can say to paste the same thing below. Just make a note of this one. So this shortcut, what will we do? It will paste the same thing below. Alt button, shift button, then down arrow key. Okay. Copied. So now I'll keep my cursor over here at the line number 1. I'll press Alt Shift down arrow key. So 0, 2, 6, or any number. These are all what type? Integer. Integer. So integer means in the programming we get the answer as what? Int there. Okay, we're getting all the answer as what? Int. And when you're running the program for the first time, we're getting all this stuff. Where are we getting our Python answers? In which window? Terminal window. How to clear this stuff? Terminal window. Type here CLS. CLS full form clear screen. Yes, so again run the code. Now we'll get the proper output. Okay. But let me try even few things again here. Suppose if I keep here minus value, minus something. This also line number 5 is also what type? Integer. Okay. So what is integer? Any number without having decimal values is what is integer there. Now, next one, print type. Again, I want the same thing below, the same thing there. So I'll just copy there. So print 0.0 or 0.3 or 6.7 or minus 9.2 or 9.1 minus 0.3. These are all what type? float data type. A float will have a decimal point. That is called as what? Float. But will a float have multiple decimal points?
No.
No. Example -3.8. Can it be there?
No.
Only a single decimal point is only allowed there. Okay. Then what is string? String. So print type. Again, I'll paste the same thing below. So if I'm keeping anything in single quote, example, it is hello. I can keep in single quote, or I can keep in double quote, or I can keep in 3 times single quotes, or I can keep in 3 times double quotes. This all 4 are what type? String type. Run once. Okay, but let us go to the next step then. Suppose we have like this example, print hello and print Python. Okay, we having both the things. What is output of line number? First line there. First line will give me what? Hello. The next line will give me what there? Python. But I just want to execute Python, not hello. Then we are using a concept called as what? Comments. We're using one concept called as what? Comments. So let me write over here. Now what is comments? Because after comments only I can go what with data types. Okay, comments. So in Python we are having 2 types of comments. How many types? 2 types. One of them is what now we are discussing is what? Single line comment. Is what now? Single line comment. Okay. Yeah. And this all things you don't need to write. Okay. When I say to write, that time only you write. When I say to see the screen, that time you see the screen, because all these notes are already available. Because you may waste your time. Already I told we are starting this course, everything for what? Next month thesis exam only. Okay, not only thesis, other exams also, but mostly for what? Thesis only. So if you check here, all the thing notes, I should have given this files to you. Okay. So suppose today I must give you this what? Strings or suppose comments. So already written there. So all these image files I'll be sending in the WhatsApp group. You don't need to write again in your notes. When I may ask you to write, then make a note of it. Okay. But when I ask you a question, be ready to answer it. So yeah. So how many types of comments we have? 2 types. One of them which I'm discussing is what now? Single line comment. So how is the single line comment represented? Hash. We call this as what symbol? Hash. And in the mathematics, we even call as what? Compound sign. But no one uses what? Compound. Mostly all programmers or any person will say always what? Hash only. Okay. Now what is the use of comment? Comment will help us to understand the line of code or program. Okay. Means suppose if I write here, what is your name? Or suppose if I write here, okay. Roughly I'm writing, what is your name? This line I want to execute in the program? No. Just I want to understand what is the thing written there. Okay. Example to make you more clear understanding there. Now, what is the topic you're doing now? Error types. But suppose now unknown person has entered into the room. Will they understand what topic is going on now? No. So that's why this comments will help me to understand it. So I can write like this. This will print hello on the output. Now, will this line be executed in the program? No, this line will not be executed in the program. It is for whom again? For the programmer or the end user to understand the line of code or program. So run once. So this part got executed in the program there? No. So one is what we can use hash. Okay. Now, how can I keep hash? For example, I want to run only Python. Before P, I cannot go to line number 119, then press shift, then 3. It's difficult for me. Why difficult? Suppose I have multiple print Python, Python, Python. I just want to execute what now? Hello there. Means it I have to keep comment for all this many of the Python there. So I cannot go and keep there. So I'll be using a shortcut. What is the shortcut I'll be using? Control button, then press the forward slash. You have to press the control button forward slash. For what? For keeping as well as removing single line comment. For keeping as well as removing. As well as removing. Which type of comment? Single line comment. Means if you want to keep or remove this hash, you have to use a shortcut key, control button, then you have to press the forward slash. Okay. This is called as what? Forward slash. And this is called as what? Backward slash. So now suppose I want to run hello in the output. What I have to do? Select line number, whatever it is, select line number 19 to 25. Select them, then press what now? Control button forward slash. Now hash came there. So if I run the code, what will be the output now just on the screen? Hello. If suppose I want to run Python, or just suppose I want to execute only line number 22, what I'll do now? First keep the comment for line number 18. Keep the cursor anywhere you want to. Press control forward slash, then go to line number 22. Again press what? Control forward slash. So clear screen. Now the output will be what? Just Python there. Okay, single line comment is clear. So if you want to keep single line comment or want to remove the single line comment, you have to keep the what? Hash. By using what shortcut key? Control forward slash. Will the comment gets executed in the program? No, comments will never get executed in the program. It will help us to understand the line of code or program. Okay. So make a note there fast there. What is the use of comments? And whatever the answer I'm giving, the same answer tell in the interview also. Don't add any masala there. Don't remove any masala there. Okay. What is the use of comments? How many types of comments? Okay. So just I did. Comments will help us to understand. Comments will help us to understand. Comments will help us to understand the line of code or program. Comments will help us to understand the line of code or program. Next line. Comments will never get executed in the program. Comments will never get executed in the program. There are two types of comments in Python. There are two types of comments in Python. One of them is what? Single line comment. Okay, don't have any spelling mistakes. Single line comment. So how is single line comment represented? Hash. Another name for hash is what? Compound sign. Okay, but mostly we use the what as what? Hash. Okay. Note on the example also, before the print or before anything, you have to keep the what? Hash. Means that line of code will not be executed in the program. Or now we have the next type of comment, which is what? multi-line comment. What is the next type of comment? Second one is multi-line comment. So first of all, how multi-line comment is represented? How is a multi-line comment represented? So multi-line comment is represented by 3 times single quotes, starting and ending. 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes is the representation for what? Multi-line comment. But just now 5 minutes before I told anything I'm keeping in single quote, double quote, 3 times single quote, 3 times double quotes is what? String. So there the definition of string changes. If I keep anything in single quote or double quote or 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes kept inside the print statement, or assigned to a variable is called as strings. But here before this 3 times single quotes and 3 times double quotes, I'm writing the print there. No. If I have not written the print, it is multi-line comment. If I have written the print there before this line, before this 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes, then it is string. Okay. So now just make a note of this one, then I'll come there. 1 minute. Okay, what is multi-line comment? Make a note there. Copied. So how many types of comments are there in Python? First of all, 2 types. What are those? Single line comment and multi-line comment. How is single line comment represented in Python? Hash. Hash or compound sign. Okay. Then what is the shortcut key if I want to press, if I want to keep the single line comment? Control forward slash. But for multi-line comment, do we have any shortcut key? No, you won't be having any shortcut key for multi-line comment. So when will I use single line comment and when will I use multi-line comment is the question now. Okay, topic there, okay, fine. But now when we have to use is the question now. So suppose today I have written there 2 lines of code. Okay, imagine now. One more I like print 5. So how many codes will be getting output now? 3 codes, 3 lines, na? First line hello, next line Python, next line what? Now suppose among you, any one of them will say, don't execute hello in the output. So what I'll do, I'll go at line number 18, then press what? Control forward slash. Now if I run the code, what will be the output now? Python and hi. Suppose if I run here, below output will come. But if you want to see the fresh output, clear the screen first of all, then run the code. So the answer is what? Python and hi. So when you want to execute once again, we don't know whether you are going to use or not use, but maybe you want to execute in the future. That time I'll be using what? Single line comment. It will be easy for keeping as well as what? Removing. But suppose that line you never want to execute it in the program. You never want to execute in the program. That time you'll be using 3 times single quotes or double quotes. Example, suppose if I write here, Today is Monday, 12th September 2022. Okay. If I write like this, suppose, will this, I want to execute this line of code in the programmer? Think once. No, I don't want to execute because suppose you're opening this file, you don't know. This file belongs to 12th September or 11th September or which September, we don't know. Date is not mentioned, suppose. But if I mention this like this, it will be a clarity for you. Oh, this topic was done on 12th September. It was Monday. It will give a clarity there. But do we want to execute this line number 1 in the program? No. So that time, if I never want to execute, I'm sure I never want to execute this line of code. That time I'll be using 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes. Starting ending should be same. So this line number 1 will never get output. You'll never see the output of what line number 1. You can use 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes, depending upon how you want to look fancy or how. 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes. So clear skin again. Okay, so 3 times single quotes and 3 times double quotes should be used when you are sure that you're never going to execute this line of code in the program. But suppose you're not sure whether you'll be using now or you're using tomorrow, that time you can use what single line comment, which is what hash, which you can keep as well as remove. But 3 times single, suppose I want to execute this line number 1 now. I don't have any shortcut key, no shortcut key. I have to come here, then remove like this. Again come here, remove like this. So when I'm sure I never want to execute, then only I'll be keeping in 3 times single quotes and 3 times double quotes. So always your file should be starting like this always. Okay, please always mention your file should start like this. Today is so and so date and what date it is. Suppose first of all, today is Monday, 12th September, month or year. After this, suppose today we have done 5-6 topics. Now you don't know which topic this file is about. So always write a topic. What a topic you're doing now? Comment. You can say comments also. Okay, first I'll say comments and data types. So reading the Python course, no need of writing there. Comments and data types in Python again. No need to mention there. Okay. Then what else? File description. Enough this one. Close it. So in this way, if you mention, it will be a clarity for you when you're opening the file also. Which topic, which day, what day, so and so, clarity will be given to you. Okay. So we have seen how many types of comment, 2 types, single line and multi-line. Multi-line we can represent in 2 formats with 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes. How can we know what is the type of the data type? Type. Already in the question only are getting the what their answer. So make a note the next line. Just make a note. Data types in Python. Data types in Python. See, one thing remember, initial days I'll go slow. Initial days is how many days? This 1 week, maybe I'll go slow. After 1 week, if I understand that you're all on the same track, because I don't know, some maybe for mechanical, some civil, some degrees, some other course. But once suppose I think that you're knowing the basics once are clear, then I'll increase the time and increase the workload. Okay. Because I think few people are CSC, few people are not CSC or IT. Different branches. Okay. So data types in Python you wrote there. So make a note there. We can know the data type of a variable. We can know the data type. We can know the data type of the value. We can know the data type of the value by using a method. Type. Now, how you writing this type? Let me know once. How you wrote just there? PYPE or how you wrote? The brackets also you have to keep. Okay. So suppose I wrote this what there? I told you write something by using a method called as what type. Now just if you wrote suppose either just wrote the word type there, it is wrong. Write their type, keep the brackets. Yes or no? This is the way we are finding out. So writing time also be careful. Okay, so type is the method by which we can know what data type it is. Okay, right, next time there, type is the method by which we can know. Type is the method by which we can know what data type it is. Okay, this you keep in the square box. Keep in the square box. So when I ask you to keep in a square box, now it means very, very important. And it is 100% chance that I will be asking in the next class this question there. Okay. Fine. Now, first one, what is integer? Any whole number without decimal points is called as what? Integer. Make a note there. What is integer? See, mention clarity there in the Python. Na? You don't have to add any dictionary words or you don't have to buttify how is written in the book. Because in the Python, we maximum use in the real time. So people will understand if you say in the easy language also. But if I add any complicated words, will understand? It's not like C or Java where maybe I use or may not use. But in the Python, 100% what topic you're discussing, that is compulsory being used. Okay. So what is integer? Any whole number. Any whole number without decimal points. Any whole number without decimal points is called as integer. So 0, all these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are up to infinity. These are all what? Integers. Even if it has negative values also, suppose minus 333 or minus 21 or minus 0 or minus 1. These are also what type? Integer. Okay, example you can write there. Okay, one example you can copy. Print type of 0. What is the type of this one now? So how will you write now? See, by running this code, I can get the output. Not a big deal. I write here, run the code, I'll get the answer. So now what is the thing you have to do is before running the code, by running, suppose if I ask you give a calc and ask you 2 plus 5, what is the answer? 7. And again, if I ask you 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5, again you'll type, tell the answer. But without calc, will take time. So now you're thinking like your interview also happened without system only. First of all, you're writing on the paper and pen or you're writing the online exam. Then you're given the system to write the code. So here also, you first write the answer now. So for example, if I ask this in the MCQ, print type of 0, what is the type of this? What is the type of this one? Integer. Integer. So keep the hash, write this like this, integer. Okay. Now run the code. What is the type of this? Integer. Okay. If you write, don't write optional, but make a habit of this one. Then what is float? Right there. What is float? A number containing a decimal values or decimal points is called as float. What is float? A number containing a decimal point value is called as float. Note down one of the example. Done? Okay. So now you know what is float, what is int. Okay, fine. Now what is string? See, string definition is compulsory asked in the interview. And here you make a mistake there. So listen now, first of all, then I'll open the slide, then you can copy. Okay. Listen once, what is the definition of string? Anything enclosed between, anything enclosed between single quotes or double quotes or 3 times single quotes or 3 times double quotes kept inside the print statement or assigned to a variable is called as a strings. Okay, this is the definition of strings. Let me open the file for you. Make a note of this one, strings. Okay, so today we'll just be seeing few topic only there. I have not shown you this much. So you have seen what int float string, then you have seen what commands in Python. Commands in Python. How many types they are? Two types. First is what there? Single line command. One more multi-line command. And today you have to do one more thing. Okay. Let me first of all save the file on desktop in the py4. I'll just say daily task. So daily what topic we are covering, we can write over here. Okay, this is this topic over, this is this topic over. We can write like this. Okay. You also maintain the same way. I can just say as day 2 here. Yes or no? Day 2. Monday. So today you have to install what? First of all, you're doing the commands in Python, two types. Then you're saying data types in Python. Those are what? Int, float, and string. Those definitions you check once. Then string definition compulsory. What's the definition of string? You can check once. Then you have to install Notepad++. Make a note there. Install Notepad++. Why this Notepad++? Suppose if I ask you to make a note of something in the online, suppose if anyone asks you to make a note of something, see, I also have a habit. Suppose meeting is happening now. If my manager or supervisor or any teammate asks me to make a note, what I'll do again, I'll take out the book only. But again, if I take out the book, what is the use? Again, I have to type. Suppose example, meeting over, everything over. Now it'll ask me to share the soft copy. Soft copy, nothing but what? Computer file. Again, I have to type now there. So mostly in the companies, we are using what? Notepad++. Because many advantages are there. We can write different types of files. If I'm going with suppose C language, C. Okay, different types of languages. If I'm going with Python, then Python there. So even we can write the code in Notepad++ also. But mostly for our writing part, texting part, I'm using the Notepad++. Don't you stop using Notepad, which is the common one. Black and white, na that one. Where here? Black and white, no shortcut, nothing, no much use. So we're living now in the 2022, not in 2010 or 2011. Advanced. So we have to upgrade. Okay. Then. Okay. Then I discuss. Now I'll be sending these files in the WhatsApp. So how you have to open these files in the WhatsApp? I have told you to install two things. If you want to see the Python file in the WhatsApp or in the mobile or in the smartphone, you have to install CodeWeaver. Install what there? CodeWeaver. CodeWeaver Play Store. On the Play Store, you'll be finding. This is the application. You have to install CodeWeaver. Then you can open the Python file in the mobile phone. And suppose I'm sending a zip file. Zip file is nothing but what? Collection of all files in one folder. Instead of sending suppose 6 files, tuck sound will come now. Instead of suppose on that one, I'll be sending in one folder everything there. Then if you want to open the zip file in the mobile phone, you have to install this one, ZAchiever. Let me write here. ZAchiever. Okay, this first one. Okay, make a note of these two names. Install these two applications, CodeWeaver and ZAchiever. And if you want to open the zip file in the system or laptop, then you install this 7-zip. 7-zip is for Windows, for desktop or laptop. Because many people they are opening with what WinRAR or WinZip or something. So better is what 7-zip, very light version, very fast. 7-zip for Windows or like what for systems. ZAchiever for mobile phones. And CodeWeaver is for opening the Python file. Okay, so we'll stop till here only. Okay.